Good evening. Welcome to the 2019 General Election Candidates Forum for Kansas City, Kansas and Wyandotte County. I am Merle Bland with Business West. Business West and Kansas City, Kansas Community College are the sponsors of the forum. Let me introduce the panelists who will ask the questions of the candidates. They are Mary Rupert, the editor of the Wyandotte Daily Online, Herb White, a retired U.S. Postal Service employee and community volunteer, and Deborah DeCoster, a reporter for the Kansas City Hispanic News. Candidates will have 1.5 minutes for opening remarks. Then the panelists will ask questions. Candidates will have 2 minutes to respond. Panelists will have the right to ask follow-up questions. Candidates will have 1 minute for closing remarks. Please understand that this is not a debate. Candidates are urged to focus on the issues. The forum is being taped for playback on the college's public access channels. The first group of candidates are running for the Register of Deeds. We will start with opening remarks with Tusihir Manick.
Hello, I would like to thank the KCC and also Business West for having us here this evening. My name is Tusihir Manick, and I'm running for Register of Deeds here in Wyandotte County. I want to focus on educating the community and having some clinics in order to facilitate home ownership and property ownership here. Transparency is always a good thing, and also I want to focus on engaging the community to find out what it is that is needed from the Register of Deeds office.
Okay, and now we will hear comments from Nancy Burns, who is the incumbent Register of Deeds. Nancy?
Good evening. Thank you very much. I'm the Register of Deeds in Wyandotte County. I've been in office since 2011. I worked previously at the county appraiser's office. I was also the county commissioner for the first district, probably back in 1992 to 96, and then 1997 the consolidation came in, and then I left. I was elected to be vice president of our association this year, and I will soon be the president of the Kansas Association of Register of Deeds coming this November if I'm elected. I feel I'm very qualified for this job. We're very customer service. Everything is open records in our office, and we're basically governed by state statute in our office. But I also believe anybody that is running for any office, which I'm very current on my taxes, on my personal and my real estate, and I think that's very important if you're running for office.
Okay. Now we'll turn to questions. Our first question will be from Herb White, and we will start with Nancy. Herb?
Nancy, I know you've told us a little bit about the Register of Deeds, but just what is the Register of Deeds?
The Register...
What does it encompass?
I'm sorry. The Register of Deeds, really, you think about it, when people file documents, which we file probably around 110 different type of documents, from federal tax liens to mortgages to deeds, which mainly all of that is e-filed into our office. Think about it. Where does our tax base start? Once you buy a property, it comes to my office, and then it's dispersed among the county clerk, the county appraiser's office. It goes different ways in my office. So we are the beginning of that process of your tax base. Mapping, a lot of offices go to our office to get their information.
Okay.
So in any way, it's deeds. I'm sorry?
You provide the forms?
We do on our website. If you think you're capable of doing a deed, you are welcome to go to our website. But I highly encourage people, if you are buying or selling any property, go to a title person, go to an attorney who knows what they're doing. They need, because there are certain criteria when you file a document in our office according to a statute. So we have to follow those. And we've turned away a lot of people thinking they can do it on their own, but it's best they have a title person or an attorney help them with that.
Thank you.
To see her, what is your interpretation of what the Register of Deeds office does?
My interpretation is what Ms. Nancy said, but also I feel like it's an elected position, so it's also an advocate for the residents. You should also be familiar with Kansas law. So if the land bank was to bring some property that was confiscated from a resident, I feel like the Register of Deeds office should know that they followed all the steps to confiscate that property.
Okay. Our next panelist will be Mary Rupert, and she will ask to see her.
Yes. What steps would you be taking, or do you think should be taken in the Register of Deeds office regarding preventing real estate fraud?
I recently seen a brochure that was in the clerk's office where they already have a program in place, some type of fraud program in place where you sign up for it or you get yourself listed. I think that that's an awesome idea to create some type of program like that that would alert you to fraudulent things.
Nancy?
We, the Register of Deeds started this about 3 or 4 years ago. Yes, we do have a little pamphlet that they fill out, and they can call our software people. We initiated that in the Register of Deeds, and that started at the Register of Deeds, the property fraud alert. Anyone can sign up, you own your property, and they will alert you if any activity is going on with your property. So that initial fraud alert started with the Register of Deeds through our software. And yes, I take them to every community program that I go to, and I also take them to all the offices that are dealing in real estate, from mapping to the sheriff's department. They all see those property fraud alerts because it's very important they sign up for it.
Okay. Deborah, your question, and we'll start with Nancy.
What type of information, when customers come into your office, what are they looking for? Like what type of, are they wanting like property lines, or just what did they look for on a daily basis?
Well, we have a lot of people that come in and do genealogy. They're looking for history of their families. And a lot of them are needing a copy of their deed, and we give them a copy of their deed. There's a lot of things. They look for their legal description, but they do a lot of history in my office looking for those legal descriptions. We have title people. We have a lot of people that come in and just do their title searches in our office. That's very important because they're abstractors and they need to take it back to their clients. So yes, I don't know if I answered that question very well for you or not, but they need the legal descriptions to do anything.
Okay. To see her, your response to that question.
From my understanding, they come in for a wide variety of things. I don't know what specific customers come in for, but to my understanding, you can come in or not come in, but the Register of Deeds office handles mortgages, plats, and surveys, oil and gas leases and assignments, federal and state tax liens, death certificates, personal property liens, and anything within the law that needs to be recorded through Wyandotte County.
Okay. I'll ask one other question. Should the Register of Deeds office be elected, or should it be appointed? Nancy? And why, or why not?
Well, that's a very good question. If I can go back in history a little bit, that would be a question really to the consolidation committee, why? But I think a lot of it is because of all the state statutes that we are required, and we are kind of a unique office as far as filing documents, and if you think about it, there's not a lot of offices that it would fit into. At least that's what I was told at the time of consolidation. But that would be a consolidation committee answer. I don't know. They left it out, and don't ask me why.
Okay.
Okay?
To see here your comments on this.
I do believe it should be an elected position because it leaves out any chance for maybe biased or anything. I mean, if you just appoint, somebody can appoint a friend or a relative for their own agenda. So I think that it should be an elected position.
Okay. Now we'll have our closing remarks. Nancy?
Well, if elected, I will continue the customer service that I have provided since 2011. I think it's very important that I know all the people that come into my office are welcome and assisted at all times. I enjoy the people, and if elected again, I will continue to go out front and help the people like I always do. I'm there. I think it's very important that we continue the customer service. Really, I'm the only office in, I think, the unified government that doesn't have press 1, press 2 for this. You get a voice when you come to the Register of Deeds, and it will continue. Thank you very much.
Okay. Your remarks to see here?
So, looking at the Register of Deeds brochure, it says, please remember, the Register of Deeds are recorders, not researchers. But I believe that good or outstanding customer service, to me, that means going the extra mile to assist the community with anything and everything that is legal for the Register of Deeds office to do. I feel like it's a privilege to be in the Register of Deeds office, and you should be willing to go that extra mile for that privilege. I also believe that we need more than just customer service in that Register of Deeds office. I believe that the Register of Deeds should go out and engage the community and know the people in the community, not just the people who own property. Maybe even help the ones who want to own property one day, have some clinics for people, because some people just don't know how to even start or to begin to know how to purchase a property. So. My name is Tasir Mank, and I'm running for Register of Deeds because I want change. So vote for me on November 5th. Thank you.
Let's give both candidates a hand.